Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 62 of Trials and Trebuchets. I'm your Dungeon Master, back again, Luke. We are here presenting to you another episode of Trials and Trebuchets for your listening pleasure. Joining me, as they always join me, are my players, whose names and characters are...
Hello, everybody. My name is Ben. I am also here joining Luke, the Dungeon Master, today for this lovely afternoon. I will be playing the level 6 wizard, Winsler Wallaby, along with his cuddly little companion, Mr. Wiggles. Off to you, Carla.
Hi, hello. It's me, Carla, the integrity Addleberry of our time. Here we see the eyes of the beholder. But to Juanita, we might be a folder. So I pray to the gods, I wish we'd get older.
I think you just chose words that rhymed. I don't think you made a coherent lyric.
Coherent lyric.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 6 half-elf bard. Last time, we met a bank employee and a beholder, which means we met a dangerous and mysterious creature with devastating powers and horrific appearances, and a beholder.
I'm offended.
I'm sorry, Sam.
And my name is Sam, and I play Sarah Cinderman, the level 5 human sorceress.
6.
Oh, no!
6!
Wait, I'll try
I
again.
forgot.
Give me a second.
5.
Oh no, we got the wrong Serenep.
Wait.
Pirate
The
Serenep.
time streams!
Take 2.
The time streams!
And I am Sam. I play the level 6 sorceress, Sarah Cinderman. Now, I know you're all ready for Staircase Simulator, but I feel like we kind of took it a step too far.
Ha 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 ha.
Many
Wait,
steps
by the
too
way,
far.
also forget that I'm a tiefling rogue.
How do
In case anyone forgot.
Man, this opening is
forgotten.
just great.
Yeah.
I thought you were a human wizard.
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students and their mentor Artis Artesian made their way all the way up the Spire Nebulosus, being given a tour by a Spire attendant the entire time. Once they climbed the 12,000 stairs, they found a view of the city, as well as a miniature diorama of the same city. They then met the armored Grand Artificer, Juanita, the black-eyed beholder.
Yes.
I don't
And that's-
remember her being that intimidating last time.
To describe Juanita once more, Juanita is it's a large spherical being, entirely encased except for the central eye and a few holes in the top and like where their mouth is, with brass plates. Their eye tentacles above on the top of their head are free and looking about. They are floating a few feet off of the ground. They have just descended from higher up in the spire. They're looking at you with their large black eye, and they have these pursed lips as they look down upon your group. The attendant has just said, please meet the Grand Artificer, Juanita. This beholder, which all of you have identified Juanita as, will then, you see one eye stalk with this bright yellow colored eye just kind of like and like target lock essentially on this attendant, and you see a bright yellow beam of what seems like energy blast out, and this attendant before your very eyes is disintegrated.
What?
That's the disintegration ray.
And sitting there before you is a robe, purple or black with purple threads sewn into it, and it's very shimmery and beautiful. It looks very nice. Some gloves and that porcelain white mask depicting an anguished expression of stepping into a puddle with nice shoes on. Juanita will then address the 5 of you, and not looking at you, kind of looking up out the window as if a aspirational leader giving a speech, looking forwards to the just hopeful future. Juanita, that's a good way of describing it. Juanita will say, "Welcome, the 5 of you, to my lovely facility. I trust that you found everything to be immaculate, as it should be. I hope that my attendant here did not disrupt you on your way up my 12,000 individually crafted by discreet artisan stairs. and I hope that you enjoyed every single one of them just as much as the last and just as much as the next.
Is he dead?
The attendants here forfeit their lives when I bind them to this place. So fear not, for they are not dead. They are merely moved on to a different form of employment.
In the afterlife.
In the afterlife, yes! An amazing way to put it, young gnome.
Padawan.
Artis is like flabbergasted. He's out of breath. He's sweaty. He's disgruntled. Artis is not straight up not having a good time in Nebulosis thus far. No moment has gone by where he has not looked shreddy or what? Where he
Shreddy.
has not
When he doesn't look shredded.
where he has not looked sweaty and out of sorts. He will kind of interpose himself between the four of you clustered together and this large beholder floating slightly above you, and will say, hello, I am Artis Artesian. I am, we spoke in correspondence. We're here on behalf of Wildcliff School of the Arcane. It's a pleasure to meet you, Grand Artificer. It's a pleasure. And Grand Artificer Renita will say, of course it's a pleasure. You're meeting me, the Grand Artificer of the Spire Nebulosis, the greatest spire of the Grand Spire, of course. The original spire of the Grand Spire, of course.
Spire
Of
has
course.
lost all meaning.
Of course it would be an honor to meet me. A privilege to meet me, to stand in my wake, to breathe the same breaths I breathe, and look upon the same sights I look upon with my most gracious eyes.
At this very moment, I'm going to kneel down and praise.
Integrity has decided to stand.
She convinced me.
Propaganda works sometimes.
I'm not gonna kneel. I'm just gonna bow deeply because I don't.
Yeah,
wanna
I'm
get
freaked out. I'm
distracted.
also gonna bow.
I have no
Artis-
need to bow because I am short.
Is Artis bowing?
Artis is bowing
Okay.
yes, slightly. Oh, this is good shit.
Oh God.
This is my bread and butter of characters, folks.
Self-absorbed?
Yep. Artis will then stop bowing, or Winita will be like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're all too kind. Thank you so much." And Artis will stop bowing for a moment and say, "So we had come here," and Winita will be like, "No, please keep going, please keep bowing." And Artis will bow again for a few moments.
I love this so much. Holy shit.
And so eventually Winnie will concede and allow you to either stand back up in the case of Integrity, who is like kneeling, bowing, completely subservient, and then just allow the rest of you to like lift your heads up from your respectful positions. And Artis will say, so about the correspondence, or about our meeting here, we have one artifact, and he holds up his little stone artifact holder that has the heart of gold in it. To your best understanding, he goes, so we have the item from the precious set as we communicated to you, and we also have 3 relics of unknown origin that we would appreciate your expertise on. And then Winita will, at this point they are floating closer to the ground, only probably like 2 or 3 feet off of the ground, and like sitting this like just like basking in like in all glory constantly of all of you looking upon her. And they will say, very well, present them to me and I will do my best, which is the best there is. And so Artis will open the latch on his little suitcase and present the heart of gold, which there's a single purple eye attached to one of the head eye stalks, which will shoot a purple beam out at the heart and like pick it up. It seems to be some sort of telekinetic eye ray. and lift that and bring it close to them, and they'll go, "Oh, interesting. The heart of gold. It's been many years since I've seen this. It should not take very long to find my information, my research notes from last time. What else do you have?" And Artis will reach out, grab the orbs, and look at you, Integrity, and say, he'll like nudge you.
This time around, I'm going to grab the 4 centimeter diameter, 4 inch diameter orb out of my pouch and not from my boot.
Because it's a sphere, right?
Because it is a big sphere and not a flat pet stone.
There was previous miscommunications about what the word orb meant. So if you were ever confused why in the previous episode Integrity pulled the orb out of her boot, which for all intents and purposes seems nonsensical, it's because the player controlling her, Carla, thought it was flat. So now that we've cleared all that up on episode 62, let's continue. So you pull out your blue orb. Ours will pull out the yellow and green orbs. Winita will deposit the heart of gold upon a small brass workbench that's positioned against one of the windows here, and will telekinetic beam all of your orbs out of your hands. And you can all probably see as the yellow orb leaves Artis's hands, you see him like he's breathing, like his breathing is kind of regulated a little bit since you've been up here, but you see as it leaves his hands, he's like like it's like the wind got knocked out of him as that orb leaves his hand.
Hold him. I'm like bring my hand up, like hold him up, so he doesn't like face plant.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I will also use my mage hand to like bring up a cloth and like wipe his forehead.
How very kind. Oh, you're gonna use mage hand?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Magic's illegal.
Oh, is it?
I don't want to get her upset.
Magic's explicitly. You were told a
Okay,
few moments ago.
There's
Magic's
magic.
explicitly not
Okay.
allowed.
Okay, well I'll climb on Artis and wipe his forehead.
Okay. You also will feel the same thing you felt. I think no, Wiggles. You don't have Wiggles with you. Never mind.
No, he's
Okay.
dead.
Yeah, Wiggles dead. Yeah, so you can climb up, pat his shoulder. He looks immediately gaunt. His eye bags like seem to have immediately like tripled in size. He just looks haggard immediately as soon as he's parted with this thing. And he's going to like whisper to you, Windsor, and he's gonna say, "I don't think that I will be able to go very far from this room while this is happening." And he seems to be like almost on the verge of like passing out. Meanwhile, oh, did you want to do something?
He did.
Oh, he's dead.
No, I'm just making the informed observation that he may in fact die.
You see that Winita, as they grab hold of all three of these orbs, you see them kind of shudder a little bit, like all their eye stalks flop, and they like close their one large black eye for a moment, and then they open back up again, and then deposit all of the orbs on their workbench. And it's kind of like a recessed, like there's like a lip on the workbench, so like stuff doesn't just roll off for anyone concerned about the orbs rolling away. And Winita will look at them very closely, like hover very close to the orbs on her workbench and say, "They appear to be Shioran in origin to my expert eye. I've never had a Shioran artifact before, so this is a very novel experience you've provided to me. This might take a fair few hours, so get comfortable and wait here." And they will telekinetic beam all their stuff and then zip very quickly up to the top of this room. And as your eyes follow them, as they take all of their material, all of these research materials, and go up, Artis will kind of be like, "Ah," right as the orb gets even further away from him.
Anybody got like a pillow?
I'm gonna sit him down on the floor.
Okay. Just as a note, you've seen what happens previously when he's like disconnected from it for a few hours.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah. Like passed out, almost like dead. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just have to be there for him the entire time while we're waiting.
Artis, are you gonna be okay? Like, is this gonna be not pleasant, or might this be maybe lethal?
It might. I would prefer if I could hold on to it until if
Okay.
and it seems like it's almost like something is like it's almost like there's like a weight on his chest and he's like having troubles saying things.
So we should talk to Juanita. I just don't want to be disintegrated.
Do you think if we explain that he needs to be near the orb that he will that she will be gracious enough to let us be close by?
Maybe.
How high up did she go, by the way?
Okay, so yeah, to explain this, so we needed to start floating up towards, it's like, so the pointed spire section is of like the tip of the tower is part of this room still, and it's just a hollow spire, and it seems like there's little rings that of like shelving units that go around the inside all the way up, almost like a spiral.
Okay.
So, and there's just like assorted artifacts that are like strapped down up here, and so like at the moment they're only probably like 20 or so feet up, but if they're gonna go all the way to the top of the spire, it could be like another 100 or 200 feet up, but you don't know where they're going, but they're still there. So if you want to communicate with them, now would be the chance, I would say.
Excuse me, Juanita?
And Juanita stops in her tracks and will one of the eye stalks, a yellow one, turns back to look at you.
Oh, that's the bad one.
Thank you again for looking at these artifacts for us. One of the properties of one of the orbs is that our mentor can't get too far away from it or he might die. So, Your Grace, is it possible for him to be given the privilege of being up there with you to bask in your greatness, please?
Roll persuasion with advantage, please. There were some
dear,
good
oh dear,
keywords
oh
in
dear.
there, such as your grace and your greatness.
11 plus 6 and 14 plus 6, 20.
20. Cool. So the yellow eye stays stationary while the rest of Winnie's body like shifts around, and she has like a grin on her face, and she goes, "Oh, well, if you twist my eye stalk, I suppose." And another telekinetic beam comes down and like lifts Artis up, and it's not like all of Artis. It's like a very specific. It's almost like a very narrow beam. So like her eye is focused on like Artis's like shoulder head area. So that's the part that gets lifted up, but you can see his like arms flopping around and like his legs flopping around as she like lifts him up to where she's at, and he'll be like, oh, as he gets like pulled away.
That's a really strong vacuum.
Juanita will then look down on you all and say, "Feel free to explore the spire while I do my work. Just no magic." And they go all
We've
the
given
way
approval.
up.
Call that a behoover.
Okay. You're now have officially ditched all chaperones.
Yes.
And have been told you've been given permission to explore.
We should definitely go to the library and just bask in the knowledge that is in there.
Yes.
Knowledge bathing.
That sounds so cool. That's a great idea. We should check out the library.
I want to go check it out too.
It sounds like an adventure. Let's go.
And not even a rule-breaking adventure, which makes it better than like 80% of our
It's
stuff.
been such a long
For now.
time.
And hopefully for the duration.
Oh, yes. The pile of stuff is still just sitting there on the ground, by the way.
Okay.
When I said bask in the knowledge, I'll just like swim in books rather than read them. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be well behaved.
Okay.
Gotta go down all those stairs again.
So as you walk back towards that central staircase, the one that comes out of the little diorama and represents the spire, you see like peeking from like the steps, you see another porcelain mask and like like an attendant, very obviously, but they seem to be like kind of hiding. And as you walk over, you hear them call out and say, "Is it all safe and clear out there now?"
Safe and clear? What do you mean?
Like Juanita's, the Grand Artificer has returned to their workshop.
Oh, yes. Juanita's not there. Are you okay?
I'm fine. And they'll walk over
Sure.
and press the little button, and you hear that of like the door going down, and they have a broom in their hands and a dustpan,
Oh.
and this mask is completely different. It's porcelain. They're still wearing the same outfit, but the mask is different than the previous attendant. This attendant's mask is that of, imagine as if you had just been told, like you had just gone to your boss and said, like, these are the reasons I really want a promotion, right? Like, this is why you should promote me. This is why I should get a raise. And they were like, yeah, absolutely not. You're not qualified in any way, and you're a horrible worker. Probably one of the worst workers that ever worked at this
Sudden
business.
shock and horror.
Yeah, that's the face of this mask.
Oh, that fear is a reality.
Oh, dear.
And so they'll be like, you all should probably leave here very quickly. I'll sweep up this mess and I'll be right behind you. I'm not accompanying you. Don't worry. I'm just sweeping up the mess. And they'll walk without their robe fluttering or moving in any way, and you see them begin to sweep up their former coworker.
Okay.
And all of you can go down the stairs. So you go downstairs into like the what color is this? Because in the previous episode I described that there were vault rooms and I described what they look like, but a very important note about those is that each of the distinct vaults layers or vault floors had like different colored like stone. So this topmost one has like black stone and then brass. And this is the one that had like the Ashwin royal family's vault, and this is the one that had like the central crow.
The Rikismo.
The one below that has this bright yellow stone and brass. And then continuing down, you arrive at once more at the Hall of Mir, which is again just this large gilded room. There's a arched mirror just standing on a dais in the middle of the room.
Yes.
If you guys wanted to look at that or anything.
They have acquired them.
They have acquired, yes.
Acquired them.
So if you guys wanted to look at that or anything.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Give me insight checks, please. As you all walk up the little stairs and look at your reflections.
Oh, 18.
Ooh, la la.
That's a 4.
That is 16 plus something. Where the hell did I put it?
Where the hell did I put that?
Where did I put it? That is a 16 plus 2, so 18.
Okay.
I got a 21.
Oh, okay. So Winsler, Mira, and Serenepth, you're looking into this mirror, and it's almost like, in the atrium, there were windows that were showing like a starscape.
Yeah.
So you almost see that starscape in like the background here, and it's a really weird. It's almost like an optical illusion of like you are looking in the mirror and you can see your own reflection, but then you also feel like you see your own reflection, but it's moving, and you can also see like reflections in like the polished golden walls that you can see in the reflection, but then you can also see like stars. It's just a lot to take in, and you're like, what is happening right here, right? But it's almost like the two things that you feel like are very notable are that you can see like it's almost like different, like you can see yourself, and you can see yourself very firmly, right, in your reflection, the same way you would see yourself looking in a normal mirror. But then it's almost like you can see almost shadows. That's a bad word, but like almost translucent versions of yourself kind of moving slightly, right? Integrity, you see a reflection of yourself and you're like, looking good.
And I do finger guns on myself.
I was about to say.
Okay.
This is so cool. It's weird, right?
I'm a little freaked out
What's
by this.
weird?
Well, it's like
It's
an
somewhat
optical illusion,
disorientating.
right?
Yeah.
I look beautiful.
No. Can you not see it? Like, there's like a bunch of
There's
stringy
strange
stuff.
vibration.
Are you still drunk?
Oh my god.
I slept that off.
Well, Integrity, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing how good I look today.
Integrity gets stuck here for the rest of eternity staring at her reflection.
The curse of Narcissus.
Maybe the mirror is like from Shior or something, and that's why only one of us can see the illusion stuff between the two of us?
Guess there's no one else to weigh in on whether or not this is weird.
I mean,
or not.
No.
I already said it was weird. It's like it's you, and then there's like a vibration.
Okay, yes.
That's a good way of describing
So
it.
you're the weird one,
Yeah.
Integrity.
I mean,
No.
of all the people in this room, the two of you drank that fermented milk.
Okay.
yesterday.
I slept that off. I'm great now. Thank you very much.
What do you see, Winsler?
I see the same thing that these two are seeing. So I think you are kind of weird right now.
Confirmed.
If we move around, does like the vibration grow or lessen? Like, is there less silhouettes?
It just seems to be like it's like probably like a little bit around, like it's just around where you are, and you can just see like almost like
I wish
it
to
doesn't
touch
seem to
the
get
mirror.
worse. It feels you feel like when you like touch a doorknob in the winter and like there's that static discharge.
Yeah.
That's what you feel.
Oh.
What happened when you touched it, Winsler?
I got a little bit of a shock.
I would say all of you can audibly hear as like you can see like an actual like arc form between the mirror and Winsler's like finger,
Ow.
my
and it might
gosh.
sting a bit.
Maybe it's been a long time since someone touched the mirror?
I want to keep attempting to touch
I want
it.
to poke it.
Yes.
Every single time all of you try to poke it, it will zap you.
Zap, zap, zap.
Integrity, what happens if you touch the mirror? Because she is not seeing the same thing that we're seeing,
Yeah,
right? So
correct.
maybe it's different.
Yeah,
I'm going to touch the mirror with
your
my
finger gets zapped.
Damn.
Off to the library.
Okay. That's interesting. Well.
Okay. So all of you can kind of be like, oh, this is a weird mirror. Probably some illusion magic. Who knows what's going on? It's kind of odd.
Kind of weird.
What a wacky place this is.
Yeah, exactly. Magic band, folks. And you can proceed downstairs to the library. So, to describe the library once more, there's a big chandelier hanging down. There's
Chandelier.
Like
Yeah.
chandelier. Shut the
That's
NPC.
my drag name.
You can see the this is where the stairway coming up from the atrium ends, and there's like the big cage over top with like the beautiful ironwork or steelwork that's like making a cage around it. You can see that there's big tables laid out around this room. Looking up actually on the ceiling, also alongside the chandelier, there's like a big, what is it? I wrote it, but I didn't bring it up last time because we were just rushing through everything. But I want to linger on it for a moment because
Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger?
I've never actually known the words to that song. Holy crap.
so if you look up at the ceiling, there's like a mural painted on it, and it seems to be a tall tower, and then like the figures of like people, and they're just like little black silhouettes in this like red, almost like it looks like a desert, and they're all kind of like bowing down to this central tall, like brightly colored tower on the horizon that has like a big beacon of light at the top of it.
Oh, it's the spire.
And that's like the mural painted at the top of the or on the ceiling.
Hmm.
Also in this room there is you can see someone standing over at a shelf at the far end of the room. They're not wearing like a hood as the other attendants that you've seen thus far have, and you can also see that there is a old looking dwarf standing by the door that you had previously seen closed, the one that read appointed chief of nebulaic operations, the one that was closed when you came through here previously. And they're this oldish dwarf. They have black gray hair that's like shaved on their head, and then like a very closely kept beard. They look very, very, very well put together, and they're wearing just like the same black attendants robes, but they're not wearing gloves or anything, and that you can see their face, and they don't have a hood on. And then the person at the other side of the room seems to be some black-haired, who knows who, but you can't see their face from here. And as you walk down the stairs, this dwarf will look up at all of you and kind of squint at all of you. And then as you get down to like the actual library floor, he'll say, "Are you all the Wildcliff students?"
How do you know who we
yes.
are?
Yeah.
But yes.
What are you, a
What's it
cop?
to ya?
But also,
Yes.
yeah.
He'll say, "Oh, I used to go there. I helped your mentor artists arrange this whole thing."
Oh,
It's an
You're
alumni.
our connection.
Nice to meet you.
And he'll put his hand out, his very dwarves have very big, meaty hands. That's just a trend we're learning this arc.
We'll all
He
shake a
puts his-
finger so we can all shake his hand at the same time.
Perfect.
He'll put his very large hand out and shake hands with you, and he will say,
Beautiful. That was
He'll say
beautiful music, Luke.
What if he was the only other like music student?
Damn.
Did I write a last name for this guy? He should have one.
Darling.
There we go.
Dwarvenheimer should have him.
He'll put his hand out and shake hands, and he'll say, "The name's Dane."
Cook?
Nice to meet you, Dane.
It's a pleasure to meet you too.
How long ago were you a student here?
Whew, a long time ago. I was in school with artists.
What? Really?
Yes, we were on the
Wait.
same group.
How old are you?
Oh,
Me? Let me check my notes because I knew this fucking question was gonna get asked. I have a note here. I don't want to bog things down and consult the notes on how old artist is, but I have notes here that says Dane is old with an exclamation
Oh my
mark.
god, artist is so old.
Maybe the orb
Artist
keeps him
doesn't
looking
look
young.
this old. Let's say I really hope this doesn't fuck up the timeline, folks.
If
Let's-
it does, just say it's not canon.
Yup. He'll say, "Oh, I think I finished going to school there. I only went for the 4 years. I think I finished going to school 313 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't seen artists in a couple of years. How is he? Or a couple of decades, I guess. How is he?
Good. Just dealing with the perpetual stress of mentoring us, but otherwise, he's doing well.
Do you want to step into my office for a second?
yes.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely. And he'll put his hand out for you to walk over and get on in there.
So how did you get a job here?
And he'll close the door and very quickly he'll lock it.
Oh.
Mm.
And
I
he'll
submit my
turn
resume.
around. He's gonna say, the old headmaster, Headmaster Graybeard, that was headmaster during our time, put in a really good word for me here. We used to have a member of the academic staff who was part-time at the school and part-time here at the Spire. They passed away, and I replaced them.
Oh.
Appointed chief of nebulaic operations.
Oh, my name is Integrity Addleberry.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Idleberry.
And I put my hand up again
He'll shake your hand again.
and be like, if ever you need someone to replace you, I could be a good contender.
Oh, all right. I'll keep your note. I'll keep your name in my notebook, but I don't really plan on kicking it anytime soon.
I can wait.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And he'll kind of sit. Oh, I should describe his office so that we know where the fuck we are first. It's a very clean room, and it's very small. So to get to his office, you would walk because the stairs go like around both sides and meet at the top. So like you can go up either side and then it comes back. So there's like a little hallway going underneath the stairs that
Okay.
leads to his office. So his office is just a little very clean small room underneath the office or underneath the stairs. There's a couple bookshelves that have very orderly books arranged here. I would say it's a very stark contrast to Artis's office, which is also a very small office that's like in a cramped space. Artis's office is a giant mess that's just a mess of books and papers and things all over the place, and it doesn't look like he's dusted in the past century. This one, it looks so clean, like it looks like someone just built it and like it's just like perfect. Or it looks like, like a show home has like very carefully manicured like room set up. That's like what this looks like.
Damn.
And there's a very small desk, and on the desk is like a few writing implements. There's some very, to your approximation, you like catch it out of the corner of your eye, and it's like some really expensive ink. It's probably like 200 gold pieces for like a little vial of it. Like it's some really nice ink. And there's also like this silver urn that's just sitting on his desk that seems to have chains on it. But anyways, he'll like lean on his desk and be facing the four of you and say,
So, you're all involved with the whole orb business, I take it,
Orb business?
from what Artis has told me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
What do you mean orb business?
The
What?
whole orb business, the same thing him and Fadan and Teb were all involved with. I was never really a big player in the thing, but you know.
Wait, you're the one that was with them down there?
Yep.
We found player 4.
Oh shit.
He's kind of like running his hand and scratching his beard, and he's gonna say,
Yeah, I didn't really get that involved with everything. I was down in the hatch, sunken hatch, all those trials with them. And then that was third year, and then fourth year, we did some minor things. And then I graduated, and I didn't really want to continue on for another 4 years, so I got a job. But Artis and Teb and Fadan kept on staying at it, and you see how well that turned out.
Tev was different then? But this was before. Was he always like he is
Nope,
now?
wasn't always like he was now. That happened a couple years after I graduated.
Damn.
Was that the
What?
magic? Or is this something we should be cautious about? Do you know?
I'm not a scholar on those artifacts. I don't think anyone living is. I know that he and Fadan and Artis would frequently visit old tombs in search of some sort of answers. There's not much written on the subject, as you might have learned from trying to do some research. So they would go and actually find the sites where this ancient Shioran Empire lived and try to piece together what they could. And I just remember getting a letter after they returned from one of their expeditions that Teb was changed. I haven't seen him since I graduated, so I have no idea what to extent that entails. And then nothing really major happened. I thought Artis and Fadan settled down. They got jobs at Wildcliff, which I was happy for, just working as independent researchers. And then just a few decades ago, last time I saw Artis was he had sent me a letter about Fadan not coming back for a few months from an expedition. And then a few months later, same thing, same worries. So, that was the lie. I went and saw him, and he was convinced she's still out there, but I'm convinced something horrible happened. She's probably gone. So, I helped him handle that business, and that's the last I saw him. So, I'm not entirely involved with all of this business he seems to have gotten you involved in, or maybe you got yourselves involved with it.
It wasn't his fault. We went
Well, they're
exploring and well, we found the orb stuff ourselves, and then he came to us and he was like, "Hey, I know you have the orbs," and we
we've
were
been-
scared because we were like, "What? Why does this person know about it?" And now we're good.
And we've been
To be
gremlins to
fair-
him ever since.
Teb started it all.
I sort of
Teb
just
brought
showed up
us
one
there.
day.
We
Teb-
wandered off. Teb helped us find it. We did some hatch stuff.
Teb had a
But
really
we-
good eye on things.
He has one eye.
He lost his eye?
Well, he's like
Mm.
they're small and they have one eye, and he really, really, really focused on the orb. And as it turns out, he really needs to have it, and now Artis really needs to have his orb, or he'll die without it. So danger abound.
It's making me
Um,
realize that Teb might actually be dead because we took away his orb from him.
We did ask about that. Artis said he'd be fine.
We'll see.
Dane kind of like is scratching his head or like scratching his face and like is shaking his head and just like
That's what happens when you go digging after lost ancient civilizations that built huge elaborate hatches and trials to hide away dark secrets. With giant snakes in underneath of old altars. It's just, I don't think anyone has any business going around and meddling with that stuff. You know? It's gone. It happened thousands of years ago. Let it rest.
About that, you're talking about big snakes. Do you know of anyone who was there who had a wand that got broken?
No, to my knowledge, it's just the four of us. And then now, the four of you, or the three of you, the four of you, that have ever gone there.
Okay.
Well,
Anyways, I don't mean to dwell on that. I just wanted to check and pass along some words of warning about if you have a chance to get out of all of that, I would take it. Because every other person that I've known to go down there has had their life ruined because of
Right.
this.
it's definitely a scary thing and not something that we intentionally tried to get involved with, but it seems like whatever's going on now, there are things that are probably bigger than us that want to deal with this whole thing, and like I don't think we want people. We don't have like bad intentions, right? We just want to go to school. It would be probably worse if people who did have bad intentions had the orbs, right? So right now, I think it's just kind of like a situation of like this is the least worst option.
That's fair. It's your choice if you want to stay involved with these things, but if you have a chance, nothing's happened in 300 years. Nothing happened for thousands of years before that. I don't think there's much of a risk. Anyways, and he like slams his hand down on his desk. I, as the appointed chief of Nebulaic operations, and as your, technically your upperclassman, I can show you around the spire if you'd like. Show you some of the ins and outs. I assume you just got taken up the stairs, which is the worst possible way to go around the spire.
There's an easier way?
There's easier ways, but there's more interesting stuff to see. I assume you just went straight up and came straight back down.
Yeah.
Didn't really stop and check anything out.
If you show
Like,
us
I bet
around, you're not.
I bet you didn't even see inside any of the vaults.
No. But if you show us around, you're not gonna get like disintegrated, right?
No. I'm not a bound creature like the attendants are.
Okay, good, because that was.
Wenita
Yikes.
has this fascination with extra planar individuals and managed to breach a barrier into some extra planar dimension of chaos and disorder and just bound a bunch of creatures, worm creatures, to work under her.
Ew.
So that's what the attendants are. So I wouldn't necessarily worry about them being disintegrated anyways. They regenerate.
They regenerate?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, they regenerate. That's comforting.
Workers like me and my assistant, the freight or the artifact handlers, we don't have any risk of such things. Something like that would be a huge scandal for the Spire. It would completely taint the people's image of the Grand Artificer, as opposed to being some benevolent force that dispenses wealth and wisdom upon the Grand Spire Peninsula.
Okay.
Instead, they would be seen as some sort of tyrant or dictator.
Okay, it's not that. It's okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I know I'd love to see some cool stuff. That sounds good to me.
Absolutely.
And he'll check a small timepiece that he has on his wrist. It's like not small. It's a really chunky timepiece because it's
Chunky.
a lot of technology to like put into one small little thing. So like it has to necessarily be kind of big. And he'll say,
We can go check out some of the vaults upstairs. I could show you the condenser down in the basement of the atrium. We could go check out artifact processing. I can show you the gates. Oh, the gates. Those are my, like, claim to fame. The thing I'm proudest of. Before the gates, all the artifact handlers just had to cart everything up and down the stairs to the proper vault. Gates just bring them to the right floor, quick as that. Oh, we need not a big fan. We need a big fan of every single stair. We need to spend a lot of money crafting each of those stairs. I think it was probably like 2,000 to 3,000 gold pieces per stair.
Oh my gosh.
Foolish amount of money.
Oh. 12,000 steps. 2,000 gold
I
pieces
could pay off my
each.
debt with like half of that.
You could pay off the entire continent's debt with half of that.
So, tour.
So, Tor, where do you want to go first? I got a free hour before I got a meeting. I can show you the condenser. I
What
can
is
show
a
you the gates.
condenser?
Oh, what's a condenser? So you know that big blue beam you came up?
Mhm.
just walk on in, come out in the atrium. Now get this. That's condensed ghost realm energy.
Huh.
Oh.
Ghost
We were
realm
standing in
energy?
ghosts.
Like the ghost under the city?
Ghost under the city, best energy source for miles.
So they use the ghosts to like they make the ghosts into energy?
You send them up you send them up from an array down below the base of the large like the concourse down below that big pad. There's a big array of crystals that send all the energy straight up to the condenser. The condenser piles them all into another crystal, and we can just remove that crystal when it gets oversaturated and destroy it. And it creates a very good instantaneous transportation effect that people seem to be really fond of. Makes a bright blue light. People love it. Used to be way more inefficient.
So we were brought up by ghosts.
Ghost energy, ghost realm energy. Yep,
Hmm.
pure solar energy.
Pure
But like
soul
soul
energy.
energy?
Dun,
Mm.
I hate us.
I love it. I love that joke. I wrote that joke and I cackled like an idiot.
So should we see that?
So I could show you the condenser. We could change out one of the crystals if you want. I can show you how to do that.
Oh heck.
Not very hard. I can show you one of the vaults. We can throw stuff into the stars.
Into the stars?
Mhm.
Oh, hell yeah. Do you have a trebuchet?
No, that's the bureaucratic department's many more stairs up.
Damn it.
Oh my god.
We could go to artifact processing, look at cool artifacts that rich people bought that they're never going to use and just want to
That
hang
sounds
out.
actually really cool.
What's first? What do you want to go with first? We can fit it all in. What's first? Come on. The closest would probably be going to one of the vaults upstairs, and then we can...
Let's go check out
Head
the
on
vaults
back
and then we'll go do
downstairs.
some
Yeah.
dancer.
Cool. Let's do it.
Awesome. Wonderful. Let me grab my keys.
Oh no, stairs again.
And he's going to he'll unlock the door for all of you so you can go out into the library while he grabs some stuff from his desk. That other person sitting at the that was standing further away is now sitting at the table, kind of facing you. Make perception checks.
Perception checks.
Perception check. 12 plus 2, 14.
19.
11.
So you all look over, or I guess Integrity would just notice. Integrity, you see that it's the same. Usually it's an elf, black-haired elf with darker skin, sitting at the table wearing similar clothes to what Dane is wearing. No gloves, no hood or anything, but still those same black robes with like the purple threading in them. You recognize it as the same exact elf that was in Ocean's Breeze and was down in the City of Ghosts with you yesterday.
Oh,
Amika, who was with Chudley and Yagan.
what a coincidence.
And they don't seem to, they're just reading a book here, and they look like they perfectly belong.
So what's his name again? Oh, Dane. Dane is in his office,
Dane's in his
right?
office grabbing some stuff from his desk, yeah.
Okay, can I slowly walk up to
Of course.
Amika just
Absolutely.
to get their attention and sort of see if they would make a face where it's like, no, don't come up to me, or
You can walk all the way up to the edge of the table where they're sitting, and
Yeah.
just you're standing across the table from them, and they're just looking at their book. You could clear your throat or something if you wanted to get their attention, and they'll look up very quickly as if they're just it's a very familiar expression to what the main archives Ava Redding has on her face whenever she's helping people around. She's just very happy and oh, what can I help you with? And
Yes.
so this elf looks up and has that expression, and then immediately sours, and she her eyes widen at you, and their mouths just agape. They're not saying anything.
Thought that was
They
the
just
last
look
they saw of us.
They
huh?
just look shocked to see you.
I'm going to sort of signal if do you want me to go away?
You should get
Pointing
out of
back
here.
to my friends.
You should get out of here.
Why?
And
Secrets.
they'll lean to the side and look down the hallway that's behind you to where Dane's in the office, and just to make sure that Dane's still out of earshot, and then lean back towards you and be like, everything's about to kick off in the next hour. You should get out of here.
What?
What's about to kick off?
Everything that we started last night, Like, you need to get out of here right now.
Oh.
What?
Oh no.
We need
Oh no,
we need
this
to
is
get out of
really
here right
bad,
now.
guys. This is really bad.
we have to
And
go
that's
get
where we're gonna end this episode.
Oh no. Oh no, this is horrible.
These are the gems. These are the gems that they were
Oh
extracting.
no, this is really bad.
What?
Sarah, can you do the outro?
Hi guys! Hope you enjoyed this episode of Trials and Trebuchets. If you enjoyed, please check out our social media on Instagram or Twitter at Trials and Trebs. You can also support us on Patreon at patreon.com/trialsandtrebs. We also have a Discord server that you can join if you want to talk to other listeners, chat with us, and see wonderful fan content. We look forward to hearing again next week.
Bye, everyone. I appreciate you listening to our show, and every single one of you who has ears that listens to us is awesome. Even if you don't have ears, you're great.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.